Life is calmer than it was. I have still got a ton of stuff to get done, but at least I'm at the point where the things are waiting for me to handle them one at a time, and I can't tell you how much of a relief that is. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I have been stitching, I have been knitting, and I can't wait to show you my new projects. First thing I finished since the last Flosstube update is my Halloween bag. This is a burlap bag from the craft section of the Dollar Tree. It looked kind of even weave-ish, and I wondered if I could stitch on it. And I tried to stitch on it. Now I'm wishing I'd bought more than one bag because it was a little challenging. There are not the same number of threads vertically as there are horizontally, but I did a design from this year's just cross stitch Halloween issue, and I love it. It is so fun. I'm thinking if I had more of these, I could stitch simple Christmas ornament patterns, and that would just be the cutest thing ever. I will warn you, if you decide to try this, it has a plastic lining, so you're basically stitching with your hands inside a plastic bag, which is an experience. Last time I talked to you, I had bought floss for 3 more salt boxes. I started the candy corn salt box, and I am in love. This was a quiet day where I had nothing to do but stitch, and that so rarely happens these days. The house is striped, and I love that the house is striped, and I love that there are birds and that vine and just everything about it. There's a large truck outside my window. I am having fun with this one. So much fun that I almost failed to pick back up 1776 salt box, but I made up for that yesterday. It's mostly done. I've got some house to fill in, some yard to fill in, and some roof and part of a beehive, but I will finish it. And if I had kept working on this one and made myself finish it before I started this one, then Halloween would have been over and I wouldn't have done the candy corn, and there's no point to that. I keep calling this the candy cane salt box because my brain apparently doesn't process the phrase candy corn. It is the candy corn salt box, or no, candy corn house. It is not a salt box. It is Pinker Pumpkin quilting, and I mean, who knows what the backside of that house looks like. Maybe it is a salt box, but the name of the pattern is Candy Corn House. And over the course of 3 evenings of binging Lock and Key on Netflix with my husband, I stitched most of a sock. I've got 4 or 5 more stripes to do on the leg. I have not knitted in I don't know how long. My fingers just haven't wanted to do it, so this is a thing, and I am very happy with this thing. I am getting ready for our weekly mom and me quilting, stitching, knitting retreat at the coast, and there are so many things I want to take with me and do. We're definitely going to work on tackling that fabric from the unexpected fabric haul and seeing how many quilt tops we can do for our quilt group. I definitely will do some stitching because that's just obviously going to happen. Part of me wants to bring my stack of Halloween fabric and challenge myself to see how many tote bags I can get done while we're over there. And part of me, last year I decided there is a polyester quilt that my husband's grandmother made, and the cotton backing of that quilt, because young 20-somethings are stupid and don't understand that you shouldn't hang a quilt in a window to block out the sunlight so you can sleep, so you can work your graveyard shift. The back of the quilt is toast. Nothing hurts double knit polyester, so I have been meaning to reback that quilt. And I thought last year, there's a huge spot of floor. It will be just me and my mom, and we can totally tiptoe around the edges of the quilt if I don't get it all done in one afternoon. So the plan has always been to bring that quilt and retie it. And then I went to the thrift store and I found this quilt. There's a whole video about the awesome wonky quilts that I found at the thrift store. I want to tie this one while we're over there too. I've never tied a quilt. I don't know how long it takes to tie a quilt, but can I do 2 quilts in a week and sew project bags and work on tops for kids size quilts and probably do some stitching and knitting? Who knows? I'm bringing the stuff for all of it. And of course, I completely twisted my ankle this morning, so I am getting nowhere as far as packing is concerned, but I hopped over here and filmed an update video for you. I just, look at the colors. Look at, it is ridiculously hideous. Because yes, let's combine whatever that black and white and whatever that plaid is. That'll work. I would love to sit down with whoever made these quilts and ask so many questions. It's been an eventful couple of weeks since my last Flosstube update, and fingers tightly crossed that my next one might be from the coast. I am almost afraid to start packing for the trip because I keep thinking another shoe is going to drop. I don't know how many shoes have dropped, where they're coming from, but they seem to be raining down on us lately. Let me know, would you try stitching on a bag from the Dollar Tree? Do you know what kind of needle I need to tie a polyester quilt? I'm thinking I want to use cotton crochet thread, maybe, or floss. I could use yarn, but I'd rather do something not yarny, especially because in my husband's grandma's quilt, I'm going to leave her original ties and add my own next to them. I don't know. I've got weird thoughts about this quilt. And yes, there will be a video, and I will tell you what those thoughts were and what I wound up doing, and wish me luck. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and I'll be back with you when I get a chance to catch my breath and sit down again.